was at this moment that I realized I'd made a grave mistake. At this point, I'm wondering, how exactly did I get here? Alright guys, so a lot of progress today and yesterday. As you can see, I got the airbag and the left leaf spring out, and I've cleaned up the frame rail. Get this glare out of your way. Cleaned up the frame rail, and then the flat side in front of the perch for the shackle. That's the shackle side. Now, this is the rear heat, and it's dripping because it's so rusted. I mean, just look at that. Not sure if I notated that any time before, but it's dripping in quite a few places. I've got it tied off at the engine block. I need to pull the lines and let them drain back. I might just cut them out because the AC lines are leaking as well, and I've got a cap off kit for the AC lines. So, yeah, so about all I got left to do on this side is to cut the spring perch down. As you can see, it took the place of the bump stop, and with me removing what I did, we're gonna have a problem. It's gonna bottom up into the frame and really mess things up if I don't cut that out. So I'm just basically trying to clean everything up in order to paint it, but then I started seeing the dripping, and the dripping is actually hitting the axle housing. So I can't paint the axle housing. I was hoping to get all that done tonight before it got dark. I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow, and in the morning I'll cut out the perch. But yeah, I gotta pull these lines. Alright, so I just cut a hole in it. Just from flexing it a little bit, it started dripping a little bit more from the back. Anyways, I got this line cut now. It's full on separated. There we go. And, oh, hey, look at that. That's how rusted it is. Piece of shit. At this point, we're all caught up, and that's how we got here. We just need to go ahead and clean up those weld beads. Alright, it's ready for paint. Alright, let me get my ears off so I can hear what I'm saying to you, because I'm listening to music right now because it's so damn loud. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. So I just need to hit the flat sides, hit the perches, and that's what I'm working on now. Just a lot of, well, you saw it. It's a lot of sitting underneath the car with a mask on and something protecting my eyes, and time underneath the rust, just kind of grinding it away. So I'll get back to it. Alright, so here we are, passenger side. Driver's side is done. Leaf is in. The block is in. The axle's painted. I do have to replace the brake lines. I just nicked that brake line right there, but it didn't do any damage. But it is compromised slightly. And when I was cutting out, and yes, I had to cut out the U-bolts. When I was cutting out the U-bolts on this side, one of them kind of sprung out this way, hit the brake line. It's not bent that way because of that happening. I had to bend it out of the way to grind on the axle here to remove the spring perch. It did. I don't know if you can see this. This is wet and about ready to drip. It's leaking brake fluid. But I do have it pinched off at the point where it comes down from the front of the car. But But yes, so just a lot of rust remediation, as you could see in the previous segment. If you were paying attention, you notice I got a new angle grinder. My old one kind of crapped out in the middle of doing the driver's side. But I wanted to show you guys something here with the rust. So this is what you see. This is the first beginnings of scale. Underneath that, when you knock down all of the oxide layer here that's turned orange and yellowish, when you knock that down, you get into the raw rust, okay? And then this is raw metal. The nice shiny part here is raw metal. You get these kernels. It's like a plaque layer, and it's rust built upon rust, and it's minute, and it builds up, and that's what you get. And then this is the outer layer of that, and that's what you see. So that brick red, rust red color that you're normally used to seeing, this is what's underneath it. This stuff is hard to wire wheel off, but I don't want to remove any material because it's the frame. I don't want to, in theory, you're weakening it by removing thickness. So trying to avoid that, just getting through the kernels and this plaque layer, and just eating through it with the wire wheel and chipping it away. So all I'm left with is the raw metal. I'm not abrasively grinding off anything. So you can see here, we've worked our way back. But yeah, it's slow going. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. When I get done, I'll paint it like this other side. I'll show you now. It's coming out really, really well. But this is how it turned out. You notice how nice and smooth the black is. It's because I got through that plaque layer. Yeah, the lines are out. Okay, you notice in the back here, let me show you, I capped them off. So there's the AC lines capped off. I took the existing fixtures, rolled them over on themselves, and crush sealed them. They're not completely sealed, but they're sealed enough that they're not going to drip anymore. Same goes with the heater lines. So when I want to add this stuff back, it'll be real easy because they're at the quick disconnects. So that's there, and then up underneath the driver's footwell, there's the block-off kit for the AC lines where they come in. A brand new set of soft lines for the AC to run it back here is going to be $300. So I'll probably end up shelling that out to get rear AC, just because we plan on traveling with people in the vehicle. So yeah, slow going, but it's moving. It's moving along at a pace that I can maintain. And I need to get this wrapped up here soon so I can get it inspected and pass safety inspection. All I really have left to do in the rear suspension is obviously the passenger side leaf, and then I got to put the struts in. But you can see I've removed the exhaust because it was in the way, and I noticed quite a few exhaust leaks. So I'll probably be fabricating a cat back system. The catalytic converter will most likely be replaced with another catalytic converter, and we'll go from there. And I'll probably fabricate something from the cat back. That's it. That's all the van stuff for now. I'll post another video when I have an update.